Good morning, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. I'd like to give you 2 productivity tips in using Snagit with Camtasia. Now, if you like this video, please click the like, and if you want to support the channel, please subscribe. It sure helps us, and I want to thank you in advance. Let's get on with the show. Now, both Camtasia and Snagit are made by TechSmith. Camtasia is a program that is really a video editor, a screen capture, and is integrated tightly with PowerPoint. Snagit is a program used for copy and pasting, but it can also capture video and do some editing. I find it a very helpful tool and use it in conjunction with Camtasia. The goal of this video is to show you a couple of tricks you can use to increase your speed and productivity in using Snagit with Camtasia. And I'm going to show you 2 today that will save you a lot of time. I spend about 6 hours a day in Camtasia, and if you can shave off a few keystrokes, it does make a big difference in the amount of time that you have to put in. So let me show you a couple of tips that will make your life easier. So Snagit is usually used for capturing images or video. I guess that's why they call it Snagit. Whereas Camtasia is a video creator, editor, screen capture. There is some overlap between the 2 software programs. But there is a distinct advantage in using Snagit with Camtasia, and let me show you how this is done. The first thing you'll notice, this is a project that I'm working on, and you'll notice at the bottom of the screen are the captures I've done. This is very helpful because it saves all the captures. You can tag them and categorize them as per project. This is invaluable when you want to go back and make edits. Again, simple copy and paste programs such as the one that you use in Windows just doesn't do this sort of thing. But let me show you the best feature with this. So if you come over, well, first of all, let's look at the top. At the top here, you'll see that I have a button called Camtasia. But we'll come back to that in just a minute. Let's come over to the right, and you will see a button here called Share. Now, after you capture the image or capture whatever, a video, whatever you're going to capture, you have to put it somewhere. And you can save it as a file, you can save it to the clipboard, or you can drop it into any of the programs. So watch this as I click this button called Share, and you'll see now it brings up all these programs here that have automatically been entered in into Snagit based on what programs you have on your computer. Now you will see in here, of course, I have PowerPoint and I have Camtasia because I have them on my computer. If you didn't see the program that you had in here, you would come up to this little button here called Settings, click on this and say Share Preferences, and now you come down and you would be able to see the program that you wanted to add, and you could just use this menu to add it so it would show up on your share list. But most of this will be done by default for you. So if we wanted to share this image to, let's say we want to share it to PowerPoint, and frequently when I'm working creating content, I work in PowerPoint and Camtasia, and these are running simultaneously together, and I'm in and out all the time between those programs. In fact, those programs are linked. But many times I want to add images or pictures, such as in this case. And as I come down here on the right side, you'll see, of course, I can drop this right into Camtasia, or I can drop this right into PowerPoint. But it even gets better. If you come back and you don't use this share button, if you come back at the top here, you'll see that on my menu bar at the top, I have a Camtasia button. And I can just click this button and it will drop it right into this image right into Camtasia for me. But it even gets better because if I want to add, let's say I want to add it to PowerPoint. So let me show you how you add PowerPoint to the toolbar at the top. We're going to come over here and click More, and then we're going to come down to Customize the toolbar, and here you'll see PowerPoint. I'm going to right-click on the PowerPoint symbol, and it says Add to Toolbar. When I click this, you'll now see that PowerPoint is added to the toolbar at the top of the screen of Snagit. We'll click Done. Now we can take this image and we can easily drop it right into PowerPoint or drop it into Camtasia. But it even gets better, because what we can do now is we can edit this. Suppose, for example, we wanted to put an arrow here and say, look, we want to highlight the virtual reality headset. Or maybe we wanted to add, let's say we want to add some text and say this is virtual reality. And we'll talk about that. Now, it is true you could import the image into Camtasia, and you could add this to Camtasia. You could add the text and the arrow to Camtasia while you're in there, but this is easier. You can quickly do this, and now we're going to drop the edited picture right into Camtasia by simply clicking here, and now that is now dropped directly into Camtasia. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, here we have the project we're working on. You'll see that the image now, it says it's from Snagit. It is being dropped directly into Camtasia. I'm simply going to right click on this and say Add to Timeline at Playhead, and of course it's now entered in directly to the timeline. So this makes it so much easier, particularly if you're using multiple images. Suppose you had captured a whole series of images and you wanted to add it to Camtasia. You can simply highlight the images at the bottom, click the buttons at the top, and it would import it directly either to the PowerPoint side or Camtasia. Or we could even get better and have it as a one-button click on our Stream Deck, right? So again, this makes it a lot faster, and it is a great productivity tool in using this feature in Snagit. The last thing I wanted just to mention briefly is a question that I get asked a lot. Of course, Camtasia has a screen capture part of the program, but of course Snagit also has a screen capture video that you can use. So which one should you use, and what's the difference? Interesting question. When you capture video with Snagit and share it, it creates an MP4 file and imports it into Camtasia. So it is we call this a baked file, a completed file, a rendered file. So it is actually created in Snagit as an MP4 and will drop it right into Camtasia. If you're doing the video capture with Camtasia, it doesn't render it as an MP4. It is still a completely edited file when it drops it back into Camtasia. All right, hopefully those tips are helpful. Thanks a lot. Ron Brown from Tech for Senior.